All right. We're good.
And we are off.
Chip, we lost your
Episode
video.
2. All
Sorry.
right, now.
Restart.
Restart. Pick up your pace pod, episode 2. Bahrain wrap up. And then a little IMOLA.
Imola.
Give me your best IMOLA.
Imola.
I don't know how I've only heard Crafty say it, and he's British, so I don't know if he's doing it right, but it's definitely not IMOLA, because I was saying IMOLA all week. It's definitely not IMOLA. And then I turned on the race today. Crafty had me corrected, so IMOLA. All right.
I still want to know if that's right or not.
Well, I guess we gotta talk to Charles Leclerc or whatever else his name is.
Exactly.
Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Yes.
Something like that.
All right, let's hop right into a little Bahrain wrap up. Easy first story, easy choice. Lewis versus Max. Overtake at the end. Canceled out. Track limits. What the hell's going on? Lewis was doing it all race.
Yeah, they said it was no good during qual, and then they did it all race, and then Max did it to gain a position, and they said you can't do it to gain a position, and I think that's bullshit. He should have won.
A lot of gray area.
Sorry, I mean just keep it consistent. Like, I don't care if you allow it in qualifier, allow it in race, and vice versa. If you don't, you don't. Like, that's just a bummer to see that happen. I think Max especially said something like, I'd rather lose a race that I was winning than come in second like this, or something like that. I don't know. He was really, really pissed at first, but I think at the end it was like undeniable. All four wheels were over, and it's it is what it is.
And I was going to save this for later, but we'll get it right out of the way. For this race, the FIA did impose a rule, strict violations throughout every session. So practice, qualifying, the race, there's not going to be any discrepancy between track limits moving forward here on out. I don't know why that took a race to figure out, or why are we in 2021? Right. How has this not come up before? We've only been watching the sport for 3 years. How has this not come up before?
Yeah, does it not seem like a pattern that we keep running into in the beginning of the year here now? Is this going to be every season where we need to look at a team or some kind of situation first race, or what a team has done in the off season that wasn't illegal, but now all of a sudden it is? Or, it's like, it seems like still they're trying to figure out something new here at the beginning of each season. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I get the sport progresses and the cars change a lot year to year, but I don't get like how the rules, at least over the past decade, have been pretty, especially for something like this, where it's like, don't go off the track, or yes, you can go off the track.
Right. Like Sergio got flagged during qual for it. I think Seb did too.
Yeah.
Just keep it consistent.
Lewis got yelled at during the race too. Lewis was getting warned all race. Hey, you're getting yelled at for these track violations by the stewards. Nothing happens to Lewis. And then I will say, me and Chip did just watch the race over. Max went way off the track, so like I get it. Super apparent. Like even watching it in person, you were like, oh, that's definitely what happened.
Track limits.
But Lewis was towing the line all race, doing the exact same thing. Maybe picking up 0.005 seconds, but that matters over time. So hopefully we don't have to hear from this anymore. We can just let the boys go.
Right.
Let the boys race.
Another big story that I want to talk about. Ferrari looks quick. We just watched our last ep back, and I was wrong, man. I said we don't even know if they're going to be the fifth car. They might be the third car, dude. Who knows?
They're fast. I mean,
watch out.
Are on it, man. That's going to be a fun team to watch all year.
I hope we have that mid-season battle that we should have had last year with more teams. Last year it was just like Renault, McLaren, Racing Point. I want 5 teams battling for that third place. Alpine, it'll probably take them a few weeks, but I mean, they could get the pace. They were up there last year. Let's see it.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's, at the end of the day, man, like Ferrari, especially going into this week, I know we'll talk about it a little later, but like they looked quick. I don't really have too much else to say. I said it last week. I'm loving the team that Ferrari assembled this year with Carlos Sainz now on it. Charles Leclerc obviously, showed his stuff last year and this year again. Like, I'm very excited for Ferrari, very bullish. So especially this weekend, watch out. They're coming.
Home race, baby. Home race.
I hope they take it home.
I do too, man.
That's the team that Ferrari's probably going to be going up against pretty much every race, and this breaks my heart because three of my favorite drivers make up these two teams. McLaren versus Ferrari, I think, is what we're going to see all season. And then in those teams, you're going to see a battle. So you're going to see a battle between McLaren and Ferrari, and then you're going to see a battle between Lando and Danny. You're going to see a battle between Charles and Carlos. And I'm very interested to see, can these guys who just got here, they're learning these cars. First race, you're going to say, all right, it's going to be Lando. Lando looked significantly. I was very surprised that the gap was that big.
Lando's looking fast.
Yeah, disappointed. I get it. I mean, the kid's young. Maybe he's just that much of a stud. Maybe he's getting that much better each year. But, I thought Danny would be. Maybe there's a lot of factors that could go into it. That's a big question I have. I think Carlos is going to catch up to Charles faster than Danny catches up to Lando.
Yeah, I think.
I hope all four guys are competing with each other all year.
I'd say Lando definitely has the advantage because it's almost the same car. It just has a new engine. They literally just dropped the Mercedes power unit in it. It's not too different of a car he's been used to. So, I mean, I give Danny 3-4 weeks of races, and then he'll probably be given the pressure. But no, I see Carlos definitely bringing the race to Charles way before that happens for Danny.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, those two teams definitely have some of the most likable drivers on them. That's for sure.
I guess a hard question, and this pains me to say, out of those four guys, who do you think ends the highest in the constructors at the end of the year?
Lando
or Charles. Yeah,
my mind's telling me Lando. My heart wants to say Danny. And then also Charles. I was telling Chip, Danny's probably my 1A. Charles is my 1B. And then Lando's my third guy. Those are my three guys on a race-to-race basis. That's who I'm rooting for. So this fight, I hope my boys don't crash each other. I hope my boys don't get nasty with each other. Those are my guys. But I don't think Lando and Danny will, but I think Ferrari and McLaren could go at it all year. I think they're going to be next. I thought McLaren had a clear advantage going into the season. I don't think that's the case anymore. Ferrari might be.
No, Ferrari's looking fast, man. And again, I mean, you're dealing with now they got you got Carlos, who's again, we said last week, made every car he's been in look fast up until this point. So let's go. I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be an awesome season.
Speaking of McLaren, Danny, I bought your merch. Can we get some re-upped Danny merch? Oof, I know you want it.
I need that blue or the teal hoodie. I need that back in the store.
Can we get some, Danny? Can we get Seafoam?
Yes, it was the Seafoam.
Large sweatshirts and preferably long sleeves ASAP, because we all rock them on the show, even though we don't have a lot of viewers. But we're gonna plug you anyway, dude. We got you.
Yep. We know you watch.
Another moving on. I guess we'll hop into Yuki, right? Yuki didn't look great, but Yuki looked good.
I mean, points.
Pretty strong
performance. Dude, Yuki got the points, man.
Points in your debut.
You did great.
Yeah.
First debut. Come on.
What did you end up?
Was he 9th?
And then he's looked good in fall. I mean, I said it. He's my underdog of the year. If I'm gambling, I think he's going to be the guy where you can make the most money off of, because it's hard to find value in F1. Even when you bet on top 6, there's 6 guys who are favored. So like, there's not a lot of guys where you can get plus money on. You could be one of those guys who might be like plus 150 every race, top 6. That's a fun bet. So we ended 9 in Bahrain. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a chance, man, that he just floats around like that 9 to 6 area all year. Like, I don't think there's going to be a lot of races where he's out of the points. And then, like I said, dude, if Sergio struggles this year, I think it's no doubt that Red Bull would rather bring up Yuki than bring up Pierre.
I think so. I mean, it all depends on Pierre's year.
Yeah, Pierre has to be undeniable. Pierre has to be undeniable because Red Bull loves young blood, and especially if there's a threat of Max potentially leaving, they need their new guy.
Yep.
And Yuki's so young. He's so young. He's just going to keep getting so much better. I think throughout this season, you just see him get like most improved driver by far.
I mean, he's looking so much better. I mean, I know the car matters a lot, but I mean, you look at Nikita Mazepin, he's spun out every corner of every practice session of every qual. Yeah, he sucks. We're anti him. We're establishing that now. We are an anti Nikita podcast right here. Established.
Yes.
But I like Mick, but Yuki is in a better car. He's doing a lot better. He's a rookie to watch. He was the F2 driver of the year, I think, last year. I mean, he's a special kid. There's never been a Japanese champion or race winner, I think. Don't quote me on that, actually. I think it might be race winner, but maybe he'll get one.
Yeah, I'll go along saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like, you know, getting back to the Pierre Yuki thing, like, you know, depending on what happens this year, it's, you know, you wonder if Christian, yes, in the past, he has like drafting these younger guys and bringing them up, you know, but there's something to be said, I think, if Pierre really does pull it off, or if they are close this year, you know, or quite frankly, I personally, again, am someone that believes that Pierre will be better. Like, I don't know. I think Pierre's in for a very good year. He had a great practice day today. I know it's just practice, but listen, you know, he's looking fast. So
it's fast.
You know, if he can pull it off, man, like Christian knows, hey, man, he's been in the car before. Like, you know, going into it, if you put Max and Pierre again kind of in there, if he does well, you know, that's all hypotheticals and something that who the hell knows what's going to happen. But like, I don't know if it's so sure that Yuki would take that spot. I really don't.
I say that because I know Red Bull loves young blood, and I don't know if Christian Horner would be able to take Pierre back. Like, there might just be that sour taste in his mouth, whereas like I think he might prefer to have Max the veteran and Yuki a guy who you know you can really build from a super young age. He's the youngest guy on the grid and probably has like the highest ceiling. You know what I'm saying?
Let me put this out there then. I think if Pierre kills it this season, let's say hypothetically AlphaTauri just blows up. They both do fantastic, which is very possible. Yuki and Pierre. Pierre's going to need probably an upgrade next year. You know, let's say it's not Red Bull, but I mean, you know, who knows? You know, there could be a spot on another team that's doing even better. I don't know.
You know, there is talk.
I'm saying that, like, you know, it's easy. You don't know what'll happen, but
people are saying that he's going to replace Ocon on Alpine, and I mean, he's a Frenchman. They're a French team. Never know.
So you never know.
I don't know if that would be an upgrade. We'll see.
That would not.
Definitely not.
I do know that would not be an upgrade.
Wouldn't be.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know. He deserves if he does well this year. I think he deserves a great seat. That's all I'm saying.
I get. All right. Speaking of Alpine, I guess we'll just do both of these teams at the same time because they both didn't look great.
Yep.
Alpine and Aston Martin they just look like they're going to be. I think
Aston will figure it out.
I don't know. I think they're going to be good. I don't know if they're going to be McLaren and Ferrari. Like who said earlier, I hope that we get this 4-team backup and it's super competitive and the numbers are close. I personally think McLaren and Ferrari is going to be their own fight. Red Bull and Mercedes is going to be their own fight. And then you're going to have Alpine and kind of Aston in their own fight. And then maybe even Alpha kind of like sniffing their butt. But I hope that those two teams can figure it out and make it a little bit more competitive for that 3rd, 4th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was reading up on, I agree with what you said. I hope they're better. I was reading up on Aston's struggles, and it seems to be kind of like what Mercedes are dealing with and why Red Bull's so good right now. I keep calling them Honda. I guess something to do with the new regulations and the aerodynamics. The low rake cars, they're struggling this year. And the Aston was a Mercedes last year. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So they're kind of hitting the same problems, and they can't
Right.
deal with it like Mercedes could deal with it over at Aston Martin. Like they just they don't have
No, they don't have the money for
they
it.
don't have that. So I think they're going to struggle, and I want to see them in that battle for the midfield, but I don't know. I hope that they don't toss Seb out mid-season if he doesn't deliver, because I saw some rumblings about that. I mean, it's a little overreaction. It's been one race, but you never know with those
still very
goddamn
early.
strolls.
So I was watching FP2 today, and Sky Sports loves Otmar. They're always tuning in. Christian Horner and Otmar are their go-to guys.
Yes.
Otmar of Aston Point, if you don't know. And they were talking to Otmar in an interview, and he said they are going to push back on these new regulations, try and get a mid-season regulation change, which apparently it doesn't happen. They don't change. No. They don't change specifications of the car unless it's for safety standards, and that's a precedent that's been set. Mm-hmm. So, but he said they may sue the FIA because they think it's an unfair advantage and they're losing money over the long time. They're not able to. I don't know how do you sue the FIA? But he said that is something that could potentially happen this year. That guy just loves to stir it up, man. That guy just gets in the weeds and has no problem just towing that line.
He's a schemer.
He is.
He got the taste of victory a few years ago, and he's just bitter, man. He needs it back. Sick of it.
All right, let's hop on to IMOLA.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just looked at my book. Ooh, have you looked at your book? If you haven't yet, even after FP2.
Look.
So before the weekend, Max was the favorite, -125. Lewis was right there, -110. Mm-hmm. Now, Max is +125. Lewis is +200. I don't get it. What do they know that I don't know?
He's +200?
Lewis is this. There's so much value there. If you're gambling, how can you not take Lewis at +200? You don't. I don't know. We haven't been betting on F1 for the last 8 years, but over the last 8 years of Lewis's dominance, how many times has he gone into a weekend as like an underdog? Like last year when we would bet on Lewis, you couldn't because it would be -350 to win a race, and it's like I have to throw $350 to win 100. It makes zero sense. So for Max to go in the weekend at the favorite, something's up. Vegas knows something that we don't. Like, is this Red Bull that good? Like, why? Because the numbers say so. So I don't know. We'll see. Especially after this couple practices we saw. So
I don't know how you can take Lewis at +200. I'm taking it right now. I'm taking it live on this recording. I'm taking it right now.
Yeah. No,
take your schmeckles.
That's ridiculous.
Put them on Lewis.
Yeah, that's ridiculous odds. I mean, personally, even with those are the most recent odds, because even with Honda's issues today, they're still having
that's what I got. That's
blowing my mind.
That is pretty crazy. I agree. I don't know how you don't take those odds for Lewis. I mean, that's nuts.
So, Yeah, that's my biggest storyline is a lot of, I think the general vibe before the race, reading articles, was that Max was kind of the favorite. Like they think that it's going to be back and forth all year. Lewis wins, Max wins, Lewis wins, Max wins. You know, maybe it's not that exact cadence, but it's going to be a lot of that. So maybe that's what Vegas is thinking when Lewis wins one race and Max is due another one. I hope it's not like 2-1. Where like Lewis wins 2, Max wins 1.
Agreed.
We'll see. We'll see. I guess another one. Ferrari looks quick at a home race. Ferrari looks really quick. It's so hard to take a lot away from these 2 practice sessions because we always just see that qual could be completely different, and these teams have tricks up their sleeves that they just don't pull out until qual. But I don't see how one of these Ferraris isn't going to the weekend. Like, I expect them to be 5-6, 4-5, like, you know, or 4-6. Like, I expect 2 cars in the top 6 from what I saw the first 2 days here. I think they look really good. Carlos Sainz last race says that he was using it as a test race. He wasn't going all out. It looks like he's going all out now, and it looks like both those guys are going to be really quick.
Yeah, they're going to be fighting Lando and Sergio up there, and I mean they could both bring the fight to both of those guys, so I think they could be right there behind the pack at the front, the top 3 that we always see, and then it could be those 2 easily.
Yep, they'd be the favorite, man. I would love to see it. That would be the most exciting, you know, podium. I'd like to see one of them on the podium. I mean, like, honestly, I seriously believe that that's something that could happen as well. You know, like, I know Bottas has been running fast so far, at least today. And, you know, who knows? But, you know, obviously Max and Lewis will do their own thing. But that 3rd place still, you know, there's 4 or 5 guys right now you could arguably say that are, you know, going to be chewing for that spot anyway. So, and 2 of them happen to be on Ferrari, in my opinion. So, you know, at home, again, watch out for Pierre, though. Pierre this weekend. If he does well at this track.
I like it as a long shot. All right. I guess some small talk here, boys. How's the weather?
Weather's shit, dude.
We might get some bad.
Wait. You mean here, or you mean up at over in Italy?
I guess it applies to both. Shitty
in both spots.
It's gonna be really cold in Italy. I saw that.
It'd be really cold. They thought earlier on in the week it was gonna be rain, and when I hear rain, like, I just think experience matters. Like, it's so
good. All bets go out.
You know who's good in the rain? Carlos Sainz is very good in the rain. He's
very
good. Carlos will be good. Like, you gotta look at those old guys to, or at least guys with like 3-4 years under their belt.
Kimmy is probably nice in the rain. There's no way he's not.
Probably nice. Yeah. Come on.
So that's. I know it's a boring storyline, but it is a storyline because that will matter a lot on Sunday. If it's raining or not, that completely changes things, especially on a track with super tight corners. And apparently this track is super narrow. We've already seen guys spin out. We've already seen guys crash into each other in FP1.
It's a dangerous track, man.
If you see rain, like, expect like 2 to 3 safety cars, and safety cars cause chaos. So just expect chaos. Rain, I think, would make the race a little more fun.
Bet safety car then. Definitely bet safety car.
No, we should have done it before. Who? It's -350.
Oh, okay.
So that means there will be if you know what might be a fun bet is no safety.
No safety car. That is a fun prop. I like that.
Just why not?
All right.
All right. We'll get into some predictions. Hop right into race winner. Now that we're talking about betting, I threw $15 on Carlos Sainz to win $525. I like how they look at the track. For this to happen,
I hope you win too, man. I'd love to see the red up there.
For this to happen, there has to be chaos. There has to be a crash at the front. Like, there has to be a crash at the front.
Something's going to happen to Lewis or Max's car for that.
There has to be a safety car where Carlos can somehow get in front. Like, things
a restart, a pit. Yeah.
Yes. Things.
Listen, the shittier the weather gets, man, the more likely that is.
But people forget, or you guys actually probably don't forget, I won on Sergio Perez last year.
I was going to bring that up.
Last to first. it's hard to replicate that kind of luck, especially in this sport. I would imagine I may never get that type of win again. But hey, man, we're going to shoot from the hip. I like that bet. So I guess we know what whose answer is for race winner. I don't know if you bet for the value, but what is your gut say?
My gut? Well, Red Bull, not Red Bull specifically, Max has terrible luck in Italy. Every year, it's either someone crashes into him, there's an engine issue, he has a DNF, something happens. And I don't want to seem superstitious, but something might happen again. I don't know. Mercedes, they said they put a lot of upgrades into their car going into this weekend, and the value's there. I think it'd be silly not to place a few units on Lewis going into the weekend, especially as a plus 200 underdog. Sign me up.
All right, Chip, who's your winner? Who do we got?
My winner, man. I mean, you know, I feel strongly that it's going to either be Lewis or Max. I'm taking Max going into this, you know, like going into this Zoom call. I'm still taking Max to win this thing. My long shot though, dude, call it I'm gonna say Pierre Gasly at least on the podium, if not, you know, pulling it off for a double 2-win year in a row. He seems to do well at this place, man. I don't know, you know, and again, keep talking about that chip on his shoulder all year.
Yep, that's a good transition. I was going to get into it. So I guess Chip goes long shot. So if you're going to go chalk, if it's going to be Red Bull Mercedes, give me the podium. And then if you're not going to go chalk, if you think there's a long shot, give me your long shot. Either
okay way. So if it's going Red Bull Mercedes up there, I think Max splits them. But if Max stays in it, he could win. So I think if nothing crazy happens, it's a combination of those two with Valtteri in third. Long shot, Max doesn't make it. Both Mercedes make it. I'm saying Lando could be in there. He could be number 3. That's my long shot. I could see him up there.
Lando,
I love Lando. I'm going to take, hopefully this line opens because it's not. I'm going to take my guy, Sir Charles Leclerc, even though he's not there.
I hope, man.
I hope.
I'd love to see it.
Imagine if I hit Carlos Sainz to win, and then in third I had Charles Leclerc.
You'd have a bad football season in gambling if you hit that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what would happen.
Let's not talk about
football. All right.
All right. I get top 6 underdog. So if there's going to be a guy who doesn't really belong there, who's going to – it's hard because, like, what defines a top 6 underdog?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Carlos is an underdog, top 6, like at least what Vegas says.
Would you guys put Pierre as an underdog?
Yeah, let's call it
Pierre's
unusual suspect.
In my opinion,
unusual suspect. Someone you don't typically see there.
You wouldn't expect something big there.
Yeah.
Yes. Does Yuki count? Because I think Yuki's the easy answer, right? Like, I think Yuki could get up there, and he should have.
No doubt.
I'm taking Yuki. Yuki.
I like that. I'll toss the longest half court shot ever with this one. I'll say Fernando Alonso. He's good in the rain too. Woo! He's a vet. Maybe we see him up there. Little P6 in the points. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong, but
I don't like him.
You're wrong.
So you can tell me I'm wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you you're wrong.
Yeah. Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay, man. I love it. Let's go. Imola. What? Oh, dude, no. Oh, I thought I already said. I'm saying Pierre, man. Again. Okay. I'm telling you, I think Pierre's the underdog.
He's winning it.
You want me? No. Okay.
He's an easy top 6. I don't know if he's going to be a top 6.
I'll throw another one in there. Because again, I didn't mean to transition like that earlier in the episode. So that was kind of my like underdog pick was Pierre.
I don't think he's an underdog when he came in third today, though. You know, like I'm talking about
when he won he won it last year. Again, very crazy circumstances with Lewis blowing the double red flag, but besides that, man, I guess, I mean, I saw something about Giovanni.
Yeah.
Let's see something with Italy, man. Come on.
He is
Give
the
it to
real
me.
Italian.
Give it to
'Cause,
me. Give me Italy. Give me Italy
There
all
needs
day
to
with
be
Ferrari,
carnage.
Giovanni. Give me all of them. I want Italy. Something's gonna happen with Ferrari or Giovanni. I want something big. Let's go.
That's
Come on.
our prediction as a podcast is Italy does something.
Italy's gonna do something at this race, man. They always do.
We're going to leave
Come
it broad. We're going to be right somehow. Italy, the Italian drivers,
Yeah.
in
Whether
the
it's Ferrari
cars,
or the driver themselves.
they will do something.
Yes.
We will be right on that at least next week because our predictions last episode kind of stunk. At least mine did.
Well,
Oh,
mine
mine
keeps
was
stinking,
great.
but I'm gonna keep throwing them out there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you got it. One of them will stick.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. I think we got 2 weeks. I don't even know what we have. I got to be better about this as a host. What's next? What's next? Portuguese Grand Prix, May 2nd.
Carlos Sainz race in a Spanish country.
And you got to expect these teams are going to start figuring things out. Especially, I'm very excited for this weekend. I think there could be we could be very blind to what's actually going on this weekend because these teams have had 3 weeks. And I don't think practice was a very good representation of what might happen this weekend.
I agree.
So I'm excited to see how these cars look. People are going to start figuring things out. People are going to start picking up steam. Let's get it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting our dumbasses. We're having a lot of fun with it.
Gnar for one hand.
As PFT commenter says, love you guys.
Danny, drop more merch.
Let's go.